Okay, here we are. We are going to do our geography and we get to start a brand new continent today. So first of all, let's just go over our continent sheet. We've got North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, Antarctica. And the one that we did last week was South America. What's on top of it? It's us, North America. Look at that closely. You have your maps at home. I guess you can look at it. But North America is all of this. So we often think of North America as just the United States. But actually, North America has 23 countries. So let's look at this chart. We've got Antigua, Barbuda, Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Canada, Costa Rica, Cuba, Dominica, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Grenada, Guatemala, Haiti, Honduras, Jamaica, Mexico, Nicaragua, I thought that was in Africa, Panama, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, and the United States of America. So all of those are part of North America. That's amazing. A lot of these are just little islands and they're very small. But the two big countries are Mexico. The two big ones are United States and Canada. The three that we're going to look at are Mexico, United States, and Canada. And we have already done Mexico, so we're just going to go quickly through that. So let me shrink Miss Amy down. There we go. And let me pull up my PowerPoint. Whoops. I forgot to hit my little eye. That shares my screen. What's on my screen? There we go. So we have got a trip to North America PowerPoint. So right here where my mouse is, that is a guy from Canada. He's a Canadian police. He's called a Mountie. And that is a boy from Mexico. Look, he's wearing something that you know, poncho, because Mexico has a lot of people from South America. And that's his guitar. And then here's the American. So they're dressed in red, white, and blue, and that's our capital. All right, so this is a big building in Mexico. We will look at all of these things. Let's just get an introduction today. This is a picture of the Earth, and this is North America. And if you notice, over here is Alaska, and right over there is Russia. Now, we normally do not think of Russia as being close to America, but we actually own Alaska, and it is several hundred miles to get back to the United States, but it's closer than you think. All right, let's look at this one. This is North America is the third largest continent. So it is the third largest continent. It has 23 countries, which is what we just went over. And it is home to 579 million people. That's a lot of people. Now, the United States doesn't have all of those people, but the United States has most of those people. And then they live in the surrounding countries. If you look up here, as we go up, what happens? It gets colder. And so as you go up into Canada, you're getting very close to the Arctic up here, and it is so cold that you really, it's not easy to live in the northern parts of Canada. It is very hard to live in Alaska. There's only a few places that have cities, and there's not a lot of people there, so it's really hard. The United States is a very easy place to live. Up at these, it gets really cold in the winter. They have very severe winters. Down here, we're getting closer to the equator. It's really hot. You know, Texas is really hot. And so then there's Mexico. And Mexico is a very hot place. And it goes on down into these little countries and these little islands. And now America also has, I learned when I looked up the 23 countries, it has a lot of dependent countries, which means they are not really under our government, but they are dependent on the United States. Like Puerto Rico, that's one of the ones that I noticed that was dependent on us. Here is a weather map. This climate varies. It says the climate varies widely in North America because it covers such a large amount of Earth. Temperatures range from the Arctic cold to very hot depending on what part of the continent you are in at what time of the year. Do you know what these H's and L's are? Those are highs and lows. Okay, and maybe we will learn about those in the weather, or you can look them up. All right, here's the American dollar. Remember we learned the euro dollar? It was colorful. I think that was the one that was colorful. The American dollar is green. It's the most common currency in the U.S. It's the only currency I know of. So you have ones, fives, tens, 50s, and 100s. Those are the most common denominations. Each one is called a denomination. A $1 bill is the denomination of that one. A 5 and a 10. And then you have coins, which are less than a dollar. And you have, what you have? Pennies, dimes, quarters, nickels. You have all those that are less than a dollar. Let's look at the flags. So these are the three main places that we're going to study. We're going to study the United States. You know what this one is? I bet Leon knows. Mexico, and this one is Canada. So each one has different colors. Those colors represent different things for each country. The maple leaf represents something for Canada, and we are going to figure out what each one of these things are. So if you will buckle your seatbelt and get your little snacks and get your drink. I don't have a snack, but I have a drink. We are going to zoom off to Mexico. So let's do our takeoff. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take off. Here we go. We're zooming up in the air. Look at us. All right, the first place we're going to go over is Mexico, and we are not going to spend a lot of time on Mexico because we've already done Mexico, but it is part of America, so we are going to talk about it just a little bit. I'm fiddling around with my papers here. I sent you a recipe that we're going to do, and I sent you this little sheet. Okay, so that is all we're going to do. So let's go back and let's look at our flag of Mexico, and let's color our sheet. So we have green, white, and red. And we have some symbols in the center. You can color those, or you can just leave them white. So we have green, white, and red. So the first strip is green. So I'm going to color my first strip green. I'm actually going to outline it so that when I'm coloring, I don't go outside the lines. It helps stop me. It gives me a good border to bump into. All right. You can hear my marker going. All right, so there's my green. And I'm going to do my red. All right. So, do you remember anything that we learned about Mexico? I bet Leon does. We're going to review it today, and maybe not all of it today, but we'll review some of it today, and then we will go on to the United States. We're going to spend more time with the United States. So there's my flag. All right. It says, do you enjoy your flight? First, we will be visiting the country of Mexico. 129 million people live here. I'm going to show you what that number looks like. As Leon is getting on up into some big numbers, so we have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and then millions. So we have 129 million. 129 million. That's ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, 1 million, 10 million, 100 millions. That's a big number. All right, let's see what else we have. Places to visit. All right, this is Mexico City. You notice it is very, it looks like a wealthy city because there are a lot of buildings. Look at that design they have got in the center. That was planned. That didn't just happen. They planned for that to have that design to help make their city beautiful. All right, it says Mexico City is the capital city of Mexico. It is home to just under 9 million people. It's the 6th largest city in the world. It was founded by the Aztecs in 1325. The city is built on lake systems and is continually sinking at a rate of 4 inches per year. I did not know that. That is so weird. The whole land is going down 4 inches every year. 4 inches is about that much. That's a lot. I wonder how they keep the buildings sturdy. This looks like a hotel to me, or maybe it's an apartment house. So we know that this is the 6th largest city. Now, Mexico City is in Mexico. It's just like New York City is in New York. That was confusing to me when I was little, but there's a place in New York. It's one of the cities, and they named it New York City. Well, the capital of Mexico is Mexico City. Okay, and it's in Mexico. Look at this. There are more than 150 museums in this city, one of the most popular being the Fine Arts Palace Museum. I know Leon and Micaiah would like to go in there. I would like to go in there. Braylon, would you like to go in there? I would love to see what art they have in there. And it's a beautiful building. They've got it landscaped well. All right. This is what's on our little page. Yep. It says, next we will visit the ruins of Tulum. All right, so what do you think this is? I think this might be an old temple. The ruins are one of the most visited sites in Mexico. These ruins sit on a cliff overlooking the Caribbean Sea. It served as a fortress and a major port for trading items from other countries. Now you can tour the ruins and see what they were like so many years ago. It does not say they worship there, so I guess it's not a temple. All right, I'm going to get my gray marker. You get your gray marker. And we are going to color this. Or you could use tan if you wanted to. I might use some tan and some gray just to make a variance. And my gray marker does not seem to be working so well. How did my gray marker get dried up? I'm not sure how my gray marker got dried up. Are you coloring? You better be. You better be. It's built like steps. This is so neat. Can you believe that they made this before there were machines to move heavy equipment? That's what always amazes me. People have been smart and creative since God made us. And we have always figured out how to get things done when we want to. That's why if you say, I can't, you might should rethink it, because there's almost always a way. You just have to keep thinking and keep praying and keep thinking, how can I get this done? All right, I am about done with my ruins of Tulum. All these big heavy stones that they lifted. I bet they use pulleys. Pulley is a simple machine that we've had for a very long time. All right, so here we go. That's my Tulum, the ruins of Tulum. All right, let's see what else we've got. Oh, Cancun, Mexico. Look at those beautiful, beautiful waters. Cancun is a place that everybody dreams of going. It's a famous vacation spot, and you can see why, because those waters just are blue. I know when we saw the Atlantic Ocean when our children were little, the waters literally were blue. It just wasn't that way in a picture. So I'm sure these waters are beautiful, and you look, the sands are white sand beaches. It says Cancun is one of the most popular places to vacation in Mexico. It has miles of white sandy beaches to explore. Look at that water. It's like turquoise. Okay. Now their language. Now you know what kind of language Mexico has. What kind of language do they have? They have Spanish. So hello is hola. Goodbye is adios. Thank you is gracias. Food is comida. Teacher is professor. This is a lot like Portuguese. Student is estudiante. School is colegio. Candy is caramelo. I can't really roll my R's, but those are some words that you can learn in Spanish. I know that y'all probably do know hola and adios and gracias. And when you're hungry, tell mama you need some comida. All right, we're going to do food tomorrow because I am going to do an actual recipe with you, and it's called Mexican street corn. And we are going to shuck some corn and do some cooking. So I will do that with you tomorrow. And let me shrink this down. Turn my share screen off and get Miss Amy back bigger. I have an actual mouse today, so it works better. All right. So we're just moving quickly through Mexico because I really want to spend a lot of time on the United States and on Canada. And we've already done Mexico. So we know that Mexico is very hot. Mexico has some deserts. And I know that they have some cactus. All right. So that's all we're going to do for geography today. And I will see you tomorrow. Be ready to do some Mexican street corn. Yum, yum. It should be yummy.